We have covered many different topics over the years, but one of them has eluded me until now, and that is going to be how you can go about joining the Legion, and the best way to do it with getting most of your money back. So you're going to need 1,200 ACs, but you will be getting 1,080 of those back, the Black Knight Orb, access to the Dwackle at Willow Creek, and 200 combat trophies. I would say make sure you got all of that ready to go, because it just makes your life so much easier, and you only have 24 hours to be eligible to get those 1,080 ACs back. So the first of those pre-requirements was the Black Knight Orb. You get that in Greengard West by speaking to the Black Knight and doing his quest, the Hardly Suiting Armour. You need to go along, defeat the 4 bosses on screen. Some of them take a moment to get the drop, but I'm sure the majority of us have probably completed that in game. But if you never have, that is a quest you need to make sure you do in order to get yourself the Black Knight Orb. The next item you definitely really want to go along and do beforehand are going to be combat trophies. You need 200 of these, so join Blood Rat Brawl and just make your way through the PvP, farming it away. You do want to defeat the enemies as you go, because that gives you the 10 trophies each time, and you should do that relatively quickly as long as your account is a high enough level to be able to go through the PvP with ease. And you can join a private room if you want to. Probably the best way to do it, then you get anyone disturbing you, and you can just get those 10 trophies each time. A monster we're going to need to defeat in a bit is going to lurk within these caves here. You need to have completed the Willow Creek storyline up to the point where you need to go speak to the Dwackles. I do cover a little guide on that at the end of the video if you really are stuck. Anyway, over to the Underworld, we need to do the initiation quest. First thing you're going to have to do though is purchase Undead Warrior. So within the armor shop for 1,200 ACs is the Undead Warrior armor, and this is what we're going to be selling back a little bit later on. You can pin the quest if you would like to. I didn't for the purpose of the video. The first quest we need to do though is the Undead Champion Initiation. We need to go speak to the Black Knight and click on Summon. The summon will not work unless you did that pre-requirement quest before getting his orb at the start of the video. Defeat the Black Knight and that will give us our first quest to go along and turn in. We're then going to move on to Mourn the Soldiers. So the first map we're going to be joining to this time, there's a few different ones for a lot of these you can do, but we're going to join a Sword Haven Undead. Once you get here, just defeat the Skeletal Soldier, then over to Willow Creek, and like I say, this is where you need access into the caves, because this is where you can find yourself the Dwackle Soldier. It has to be the ones found at Willow Creek. You cannot go anywhere else to pick that item up. Next up, we're going to join Pirates, and you can defeat that Fishy Soldier right at the start. And then there is the Chaos Drow over here at Dwarf Prison. Again, a few different maps have that monster, so you don't have to just go there, but there's one there when you instantly spawn in. That is the second quest complete, which leads us on to Understanding Undead Champions. You're going to want to go to Join Battle Under B and head right down here to where the Undead Champion is. If you're on a busy server, there should be some other people here farming it, and it is a drop for you, the Ravaged Champion Souls. You need 80 of these. Make sure you accept them, don't decline them. Then after a few minutes, you should have this item complete. And that is our next quest done. So then we're able to head back to Dages and turn it in. Next up is going to be another item that we pre-farmed for, and that is going to be needed on the fourth quest because it is a player versus power, and for this you need those 200 combat trophies. But if you did the pre-requirements, you've already got that, so you can just straight up turn that quest in. If not, you got to go over and farm some combat trophies. Lastly, and most importantly, is Fail to the King. This is the quest that unlocks you pretty much all of the legions. Head over to Join Prison, and once you're here, you need to defeat these knights. Once you've defeated 25 of the knights, it does take a little while. They don't drop every single time, so don't worry if you don't get the drops. But that will be the quest complete, and that is our initiation into the Legion over. You're then able to go quite freely through the different shops and quests. You do, for some of them, need to buy Undead Champion. That's 50,000 gold within Dages shop. Most importantly though, we are now done with Undead Warrior. You do not want to keep hold of that, because that item you can sell back to gain some of your ACs. In order to do that, you literally just have to go into any shop, click on sell your items, find your Undead Warrior, and as you can see, 1,080 ACs, you can sell it, and that is instantly what you'll be getting back. So essentially you join the Legion for 120 ACs, but you need to make sure you're doing that within 24 hours. As I said at the start of the video, if any of you are stuck on Willow Creek, you need to start by speaking to the priest inside the church there and completing his first quest. Once that bit has been done and turned in, we're then going to be moving on to where he's going to inform us we need to go around essentially helping out the farmers with a couple quests that they have for us. They're located in each of these farmhouses, and you need to head from left to right, speak to the NPC inside, accept his quest, go out the back and defeat the monsters required to turn it in. You're going to have to do that 4 times because there's 4 different rooms and NPCs to work your way through, so just make sure you're doing all of those. As you can tell, this is not a complete Willow Creek guide, but as this is on the Joe King account and we're replaying old storylines, I will look to cover that along with the other little quest chains that tie into Willow Creek as well, but we'll do that in a proper video. This one is just a super quick little guide just in case you were stuck for whatever reason we're getting into those caves. Once you complete this final farmer's quest, which is defeating these 6 snails, you can head back to the priestess elder, who will then tell you to go and speak to the Dwackles, so that will be how you unlock them. I don't know if you actually get them before that point or not, but as long as you play up to that point, you'll definitely then be able to access the monsters in the far right hand room of those caves needed for your Legion quest. Anyway folks, as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do leave the video a like and of course subscribe, and I'll see you all again for another one incredibly soon.